Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in, man, before we start building on the subject matter for the day. We'll tribute, man, to one of the best to ever do it, in my eyes. DJ Elmo Peach, what's going on to you? What's going on with you? So give everybody a chance to tune on in, man, before we start building. Paying the respects, man, like I said, to one of the GOATs, to me. Andronicus, what's going on with you? Antoinette Peach Queen, what's going on with you? Montel, Dominique, man, how y'all living? How y'all holding up? And we lost a great one, man. Lost one of the best to ever do it, man. One of the most influential artists in my life, man. Like I said, outside of Tupac, DMX, Scarface, some of the main influences in my life, man, musically. Y'all know I did music a lot back in the day, man. DMX literally was one of the biggest influences in my life, man. Like I said, outside of Tupac. I got like a whole song where I just kind of emulated or mimicked the flow of DMX, man. That's how much he influenced me. And that was one of the roughest periods of my life, man. And I was listening to a lot of DMX, man, to help me get through that particular period of time. And I had wrote a song, man, that mirrored that. Thunder Scorpion, what's going on? Bella, peace. Lindell, what's going on? Magic Realms, peace. Master 2, Tavine, man, how y'all living? Shaquille, what's going on? Shaquille, we never stopped bumping the DMX, never. Dominique, no doubt. I'm gonna definitely check it out, man. You already know, man. But I learned a lot, man. I got through a lot of rough periods, man, by listening to his music, man. A lot of rough periods in life. Like I said, Slipping, that song is hitting a lot harder now, but it always hit hard, which is crazy. That song hit hard every time you listen to it up until this point, man. But now it really hits hard, man. He got a lot of songs that's like that now. Of course, everybody talks about Ready to Meet Him as well. Tony, what's going on? But when you just break down Slipping, man, that's one of those songs where you take a lot of jewels from it. And you can apply a lot of that to life, man, because we done all been there, done that. Or at least we done all felt like we didn't been at that point, man, where we slipping and we just can't get up, man. I done had a lot of periods in my lifetime where it was like, man, just felt like every time I get up, man, I just fall again, man. So it just felt like I could never get back on track. Montel, no doubt. Arguably, man, in the late 90s, DMX was probably at the top of the game. Ain't no probably he was. And I still, to this day, like I put DMX over like Jay-Z and all of those cats. Like I'm listening to DMX over all of them, period. And I've always said that. Used to get in arguments with people and whatnot. Y'all know how those debates can get, man. But I've always put DMX above all of them, man. DMX just had that period after he dropped like his 6th album when he was, going through his little troubles to where he stopped putting out the music. So that's kind of what prevented him from continuing to be mentioned in that category or in that class with Jay-Z and company. But I'm going to listen to DMX over Jay-Z any day of the week, honestly. Like, I'm going to just do that because I relate more to the music, the energy, the vibe of DMX. Ms. Donnie, Sweet Tea, peace, what's going on? And it's not to, compare the two, but, they was coming up around the same time, man. So that's how hard I used to rock with X, man. Everybody was rocking one way where I was at, and I was like, nah, man, DMX, my man's. Because like I said, man, his music, very influential. And the reason why I just resonate with him, man, because again, like his energy, man, I relate to that energy, man. Like when you analyze the life of DMX, I said this on Facebook, man. I said, if life is a constant struggle was a person, it'd be DMX. Like that, you literally sum up his life. Like life is a constant struggle. He is the embodiment of that phrase. Life is a constant struggle. And he was letting you know. He was letting you know throughout his music, man. He was crazy. His whole entire discography, man. His whole entire catalog was a cry for help or an expression of his struggle, expression of his pain. It was his whole entire catalog. His whole entire catalog was him letting you know what he's going through. letting you know what he's fighting. That was his whole entire catalog. There was never a period where he dropped music where he wouldn't let you know what he was going through, what he was fighting, what he was dealing with. Never a point. Never a point. That's one thing I can respect about him. DMX never really sugarcoated. He was letting you know where he was at, man. He was letting you know that he was fighting what they would call demons. He was letting you know. He was letting you know that he was dealing with these so-called demons, man, day in and day out. Never sugarcoated it, man. He just let you know. Kept it real with you, man. All you gotta do is listen to his albums, man. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do is just listen to the album, man. Listen to the lyrics, man. DMX gonna be praying to you one moment, then cursing you out the next moment, and then doing a song called Damien the next moment. Like that was like that's life. That's life. That's how it is, man. DMX wasn't trying to put on an image and be something that he wasn't. And that's one reason why I really respected DMX. If I had to give an award for the realest artist in the game, I would give it to X. When I look at DMX, I didn't see a gimmick at all. I didn't see anything fake about DMX at all. And that's can't say that about a lot of artists. But I literally feel like DMX was like the realest artist, man, because he didn't rap about something and then his whole life was like in total contradiction to what he was rapping about. So if I had to give an award and say the realest rapper or the realest artist, it would have to go to DMX. We have to. I don't know any artist that kept it more real than X, because again, y'all obviously could just analyze his personal life. Things were not picture perfect, but he never painted that though. He never was out here making music like he had life figured out. Like his music was far from that. So he just kept it real, man. He was letting you know what he was going through, man, in his personal life. And he was never acting like it was all perfect. And that's one reason why I really rocked with him. It was not perfect. He was letting you know that he was angry in the music. He was letting you know that he rolling one deep in the music. He was letting you know that he don't trust people in the music. He was letting you know that he was out here dealing with, these women in it. Like he was just letting you know that, man. He was letting you know what was going on. He was letting you know. Yeah, Antoinette. Then the crazy thing about him being troubled, it was like he didn't even the way he got introduced to the drugs. He got tricked into it, basically. Got manipulated into it, basically. And that's the messed up part about it. So everybody, and what's crazy, is the amount of criticism, the amount of negativity that's coming his way. People are making the craziest statements during this time. So it's like people really just need to be quiet. People coming out talking about all of a sudden people acting like they fool with DMX. Listen, DMX, man, I think all five of his albums, the first five, I think they all ended up going platinum. From all the way to his first album to Grand Champion, I think all those albums ended up going platinum. People have been rocking with DMX, man. People have been fooling with DMX. Like this ain't nothing new under the sun. People have been rocking with this dude. So it's like, man, people need to be quiet, man. And then even still, if they were not rocking with DMX before he passed and they choose to rock with him now, so what? Let them pick up the jewels. Like, do people want a cookie for saying that they've been listening to dudes since they've been born or whatever? Like, what is the point of making that statement? What's the point? Like, I think people be wanting cookies or something, man, because they've been listening to a dude, or so they feel like they've been listening to a dude longer than everybody else. Like, what is the point? What is the point in acting like you know that people haven't been fans of somebody, man? You don't know who people been listening to. You don't know what people listen to. You don't know what people be listening to in their day-to-day lives, man. You don't know if these people been listening to DMX or not. Dude still be getting a lot of streams on Spotify before he died. Like, man, people be rocking with DMX, man. So people need to chill out making those type of statements, acting like people all of a sudden became fans of DMX. Now, I will give you that when it comes to Nip, like Nipsey Hussle. I will give you that. I don't like definitely some people became fans of Nip after he died. I would give you that. Dude didn't have the largest fan base. I mean, he had a nice fan base before he died. I was one of them, obviously. But I know for a fact his fan base increased or grew after he died. But, man, DMX has always been loved, man, as far as his music go. Everybody, listen, you could just watch a sporting event, man, and they're going to play Party Up in Here. They going to play that. So DMX been getting the love, man. This ain't nothing new. People been rocking with X, man. People been doing that. Oh, Tavon, no, that man, white people love DMX, man. White people love DMX. See, and that's why, and that's exactly why I had a compassion for him, man, because he didn't, I don't want to say he didn't choose that life, man, but he was definitely manipulated, man. He was definitely tricked into the drugs, man, and that messed him up, essentially. Messed him up, man. And again, he let you know, even when he was, y'all saw the verses with him and Snoop Dogg, he told, write that pain. That's what he did. He wrote his pain. He wrote his pain, man. He did it. And he was one of the best to do it in regards to writing that pain, man. And that's one thing I learned, man. That's one thing I took from DMX, man. Just expressing yourself, expressing that pain, writing it down, whether it be in poetic form, whether it be just writing it down in journal form, like a journal entry, man. Just write that pain. It's one thing I took away from X, man. Just write that pain, man. When you're going through something, man, write it out, write it down, express yourself with that pen, man. That's like, it's definitely therapeutic. Definitely therapeutic. And another thing I took from X, man, y'all already know it, man. But another thing I took from X, man, is just be comfortable with yourself, man. Be comfortable with yourself. Be comfortable with yourself and understand that you're not necessarily perfect, man. You're gonna have moments in life where obviously you're gonna make some decisions that you're not too fond of. And you just got to deal with those decisions the best way that you can, man. Life ain't gonna be a situation where you making all perfect decisions, man. All decisions that you fool with and that you are fond of. You're gonna make some decisions in life that you're not too fond of, man. So you're gonna have to deal with those situations or deal with those decisions accordingly. Oh, Miss Donnie, no, most definitely. Forgot about that. The Cat Williams. Yeah, Magic Realms, man. Like I said, man, DMX is just the embodiment of like the average person, man, just going through struggles. We all got our struggles, man. He had his struggles, but we all have our struggles. We all are fighting. We all are battling. Like it is what it is, man. Like I even talked about in the previous video. A lot of us addicted to certain foods that we can't get off, man. And those foods are leading to a lot of health conditions, man. So that's part of slipping, falling, and cannot get up. Like all type of addictions that we got going on, man. Just all type of situations, all type of obstacles that we face with. And that's why I feel like he's one of the more relatable artists, man, because it was a point in time where DMX was on top of the world, but he never rapped like he was, though. Literally, like the late 90s, DMX was on the top of the world, but again, he never rapped like he was on top of the world, man. He never wrote like he was a millionaire, man. He never wrote like he was this wealthy rapper, man. He never wrote like that, never rapped like that. Dominique, Airview Peace, what's going on? Dominique, no doubt. No doubt. It's definitely what it can remind you of. I can definitely see that. But DMX, man, that's the type of vibe I be on, man. Be meditating one moment, be zoned out, then next thing you know, ready to snap. Cause somebody disturbed my peace. That's how my energy is. That's how my energy is. And when I snap, I snap. Like that's the end. Like I feel like just from a personality standpoint, man, I vibe with DMX a lot. I vibe with him a lot. I feel like he misunderstood as far as the energy goes. And I always felt like that about myself. Hence why I like to compare DMX to Pac a lot in regards to just like personality and energy, man. I just feel like a lot of us are misunderstood. And I feel like DMX fits that category. I feel like Tupac fit that category. I fit that category, just being misunderstood as far as that energy goes, man. We not out here trying to cause trouble, but it seemed like trouble be coming our way for the most part when we just sitting back chilling. And then when we respond in the way in which we respond, now we become the problem. Oh, Dominique, I'm already hip about that autobiography. I'm already hip. Yeah, he was going through some serious abuse, man. It was serious. Serious. DMS went through some serious stuff, man. Hence why he was robbing people with pit bulls. Man, Terrell, and that's a classic album, man. That's a classic album. Top 10 album all time. His first 3 albums, man, can be in the top 10. And I like the 2 albums after that. Grand Champion, Great Depression. I like those albums, man. I bought both of those. Yeah, Thunder Scorpion, man. That interview had me hot. I ain't really too much care for her, man. That interview had me hot too. And DMX wasn't fooling with her. I'm glad somebody had one. For saying something about that lady that rubs me the wrong way. But that interview, I watched that interview with him and his son. She be trying to fix people's lives, man. I feel like she be needing to calm down sometime. But DMX was letting her have it on that joint. DMX was not fooling with her. DMX was not fooling with her, and I was all for it. Dominique, no doubt. He actually said that, man, in the song. I think he did on the Great Depression album. He talked about helping the homeless, man, helping the churches and stuff like that. I forgot how the lyric go verbatim. I don't want to misquote it, man, but he mentioned that. So that's all DMX was about, man, just helping the people. Just helping the people. But what do we do on the outside looking in? We judge his life. So we pay attention to the drugs. We pay attention to the amount of kids that he had. We pay attention to things like that. So then what they say, judge a book by its cover. So we judge him based off of those things. We judge him based off of those things. Things that, his children may say about him, the amount of children that he had, the drugs and all of that. So a lot of people judge him based off of that. And I feel like that's ridiculous, man. But I know how I go, man. It's part of being misunderstood. People look at your life and they start judging you by certain aspects of your life. And then they just hold those things against you. Never allowing you to evolve and grow. Andronicus, we already know. Yeah, Lindell, I saw that too. I saw that before he even passed. When when he suffered the heart attack, whatever it is, man. It's a lot of questions going around, man. A lot of people don't even think he OD'd and died of a heart attack. That's a whole nother video. I ain't even gonna get into that yet. But when it first happened, I started seeing articles about the foreclosures, man, the homes that he had lost. I was like, man, what's the point of that? What's the point of creating these articles? Talking about the homes he done lost. Like, what? Why? I saw another article, man, about some chick basically making this about her, man. What's her name? Demi Lovato or something like that? Like, I saw that nonsense. I'm like, yo, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it was frustrating, man. Some of the articles that I saw, even before he died, when he suffered the heart attack or whatever he suffered, we don't know what happened. Tony Briscoe, I will agree to that to a certain extent, because the reason why I say to a certain extent, because I deal with these people, and a lot of times when it comes to the food addictions, they do know something is wrong. Prime example, most people know, they tell me that they know they shouldn't be eating fast food, yet they are doing it. Then they start trying to rationalize it by saying it's convenient. Whole while, you're not supposed to be eating the McDonald's, you're not supposed to be eating the fast food, but you about to rationalize it by saying it's convenient. Then a lot of people, they have the guilty pleasure. So it'd be like cookies, cakes, chips, whatever it is, candy. So they admit to having these guilty pleasures, and they admit to it being hard to letting it go. Had one chick, she was addicted to Red Bulls. She know the Red Bulls ain't good for her. She know it, but she said, man, it'd be hard to stop. So a lot of them know that the food they are consuming or the drinks they are consuming is toxic, negative. Even the people that I had that drink, they know that they shouldn't be drinking the way that they do. But it's like man, I trying to stop. That's gonna be a little too complicated. So that they will admit that they have a problem. They will admit that what they are doing is wrong and toxic. They know that they can't stop though. They know it. For the most part, they know the foods that they eating is toxic and terrible and trash. They just can't stop. So that's an addiction. Yeah, Dominique, man. DMS, one thing about DMS, he ain't afraid to shed some tears. Righteous, what's going on? The con cat, oh, he was far greater than the Habits, way greater. Like I said, his catalog speaks for itself, man. People don't listen, man. Like I said, DMX was on top of the world, man. He was on top of the world late 90s. Wasn't anybody better than DMX at all. Not even close. Not even close. And another thing about his life, too, his life is a reflection of the saying, like hard work pays off, and then just staying persistent. Because DMX had been in the game, like DMX had been doing music for a minute, man. He got like a song that dates back to like 1992. So DMX had been out here doing music, but he was getting rejected left and right. But he stayed persistent. And then y'all know how the story goes after that. But DMX had been getting rejected left and right, left and right. People were for that. He wasn't marketable and things like that. They wasn't rocking with DMX, man. They wasn't rocking with him. He could have easily quit. He could have easily kept robbing people with the pit bulls. He could have easily kept doing that. But he stayed persistent. He stayed committed to the music, man. And then he ended up becoming what he became. So that's, you can look at his life and you can take that jewel from it, man. Just persistence, man. No matter how many people reject you, if you're passionate about something, if you focus on mastering a craft, it's gonna pay off for you in the end. You just gotta stay committed to it. He stayed committed to it, man, and it ended up working out for him. DJ Elmo, yeah, I saw that interview. Yeah, I saw that interview, no doubt. Yeah, Dominique, I mean, DMX, man, was just trying to live a righteous life. Trying. Keyword, he was trying. Didn't necessarily, like, sometimes he succeeded, sometimes he failed, just like we all do. But he was striving, man. DMX was striving. As real, peace. What's going on? God in Hollywood, peace. What's going on? Thunder Scorpion, no, I've heard it. I've heard plenty of them already. I've heard plenty of those joints. Shine, what's going on with you, my brother? But I've heard plenty of them. Magic Rims, no doubt. I mean, I just tell people all the time, man, be honest with yourself, man. If you got some things that you're battling with that's holding you down, holding you back, just be honest about it, man. Don't act like you don't have the addiction. Don't act like you don't have the problem, man. Admit the addiction. Like they say, it's the first step to recovery, man, is admitting you have the problem in the first place, man. So just admit that you have a problem, man. A lot of us, man, we bypass that step. We don't like to admit that we have a problem. We like to think that we got it all figured out. We like to think that we have the power to just turn it on and off. We like to think that I'm not an alcoholic. At any given moment, I can stop drinking. Well, why don't you? You know? Then when I suggest that you stop drinking, you like, man, I ain't trying to do that. Well, if you feel like at any given time you can turn it off, why don't you turn it off? If you know that it's killing you, if you know that it's bad for you, why don't you turn it off? So it's like we need to be honest with ourselves, man. If you got a problem, be honest about it. Being honest ain't gonna necessarily solve it, man. But what it's gonna do is gonna lead to you at least trying to work on the problem. If you ignore the problem, if you act like the problem doesn't exist, then you're never gonna strive to become better and evolve. And that's where a lot of people at, man. They don't even acknowledge that they have a problem. And you can see it on the surface. It can be clear as day, commonsensical that they have this problem. But a lot of people deny it, man. I've been there, done that. A lot of people be alcoholics clear as day. And you confront them about it and they're going to deny it to a T. Man, I ain't alcoholic. I can stop. I don't have to drink. I don't need to do this. Then why are you doing it excessively? Oh, Dominique, no doubt, man. You listen to DMX in the gym, you'll tear the whole gym down. Adrian, man, I try to stay away. I try to stay away from it, man. I'm just trying to embrace the life of X, man. I'm not even trying to get caught up in no conspiracies and things like that about his life. Because we all know what he was dealing with. That wasn't nothing new to us, man. So we all know what he was dealing with. So all this other stuff is just speculation, and I don't even care to get caught up in it, man. My man's X left us great music, left us great interviews, great words of wisdom. So I'm gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on that. Focusing on a conspiracy ain't gonna bring the man's back. So it's like it's pointless at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna just focus on the great music that he left behind, the great interviews, great words of wisdom that he left behind. I'm gonna roll with that. Yeah, Sean, it's getting real in the field. I got it, and they keep dying off before I get to meet them, man. So I got to get to Scarface, man. I got to at least meet Scarface or something. It's getting ridiculous out here, man. All my little favorite rappers, they ain't making it. At least I got to meet somebody, man. I got to meet Scarface, man. Scarface is one of the last ones left for me that I personally like out here, man. So I got to go meet Scarface or something. And Scarface almost went down on us, man. So I got to get to Scarface, man. I got to connect with Scarface. Pop, X, and Scarface, man, like my top three. Peter, you say what's some good books to read? Man, I got a million different books I can recommend, man. Depend like what type of books you looking for. Righteous, there you go, man. You admitting it. You admitted it, man, and I guarantee you admitting it was a big step for you. Once you admitted that you had the problem, I guarantee you that did wonders for you. Guaranteed. Tony, and that's exactly why I don't even try to do it. I don't try to judge anybody for their addictions, man, because I know and understand I got my own. Magic rims, man. That self-awareness, man, real big. A lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't have it. A lot of people lack that self-awareness. Yeah, Thunder Scorpion, man. People don't understand. DMX 50, that's young. He's a young bull. Young bull. Lindell, man. DMX, man. Listen, him being in the movies, man. Hey, those some of my favorite movies, man. I rock with X, man. Those some of my favorite movies. Ooh, the Concast. You say what's some of my favorite songs from X? Listen, go to Grand Champion. The intro to that album, Grand Champion, the dog intro. I know that whole intro, word for word. That is one of my favorite songs by X. And a lot of people don't even know that joint, but the Grand Champion intro, definitely one of my favorites, man. Y'all already know Slipping, How It's Going Down, Mary J. Hey, I Miss You. That I Miss You track with Faith Evans, man. That was a song I played with my granny pads. It definitely hits harder now. That's another one of my favorite joints, man. Obviously, a lot of his little mainstream joints, man. That Rough Riders anthem. Listen, you play that in the gym, it's a rap. Then where the hood at? You play that, it's a rap. He did. Ooh, I remember when Grand Champion, man, they was going that Ja Rule them a little bit, man. He had that song with 50 Cent called Shot Down. 50 Cent Styles, he was on that joint. I like that joint. I like that whole Grand Champion, man. That was a nice little under the radar album. That Ready to Meet Him is nice too. Then it's little Damien songs, man. Those joints, man. The Omen, man. Hey, it's hard to find a DMX song I really don't like. But that's the better question. What's some songs by him that I don't like? That's the better question. Because I start naming just all his songs. But that dog intro though, that intro to Grand Champion, man, that's one of my favorite songs. I literally that song come on, I rap it word for word. Yeah, Righteous Reese, and that's what people do, man. They just judge. Just judge. Then when you judge them, then they get in their feelings, they get emotional. So it's like they dish it out, but they can't really take it. That's the way of the world, though. Shaquille, you say, okay, Peter, you say books on 5%ers. Man, I always recommend my brother Supreme Understanding, his book. Knowledge of Self. I mean, pretty much all his books. Knowledge of Self, Science of Self, How to Hustle and Win, volumes 1 and 2. Like all of those books are pretty solid. When the World Was Black by the same author, man. So I'll start there. The Righteous Way is also another good book on 5%ers too. The Righteous Way. Star Mel Allah. Just look that up. Those are pretty solid books. And you say books on self-improvement. Shaquille, you say what's some books I recommend on self-improvement, man? That's a good question, man. I got a lot of books on that. Let me see this. Let me see. I think the first book I recommend on self-improvement is like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's a pretty solid book on self-improvement. The 7 highly effective habits, or The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, man. That's a pretty solid book though. That's a pretty solid book on self-improvement. Think and Grow Rich, man. That's another good one. They got a black version of that. I recommend that. The Law of Human Nature, that's a good book too. Mastery, the dude that wrote 48 Laws of Power, man, he wrote both of those books. Those books are pretty solid in regards to like self-improvement. Let me see if I got any books behind me that's on self-improvement, man, that I recommend. I don't see any behind me, but the books I named, I definitely start there with some of those books. Oh, Magic Rim, that's another solid joint. That Heads Up, definitely solid. Tony, man, I don't even want to see that, man. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to see it. Yeah, I don't even want to see that, man. That title just made me mad in and of itself, man. I don't even want to see that. Yeah, DJ Elmo, man, his energy, man, his energy was crazy. Like I said, when DMX walks in the room, man, DMX speak, you listen. Like DMX definitely knows how to, or knew how to control a crowd, man. When he talk, you listen. When DMX speak, you gonna listen. I don't care who in the room. I don't care how many people in the room. When DMX talk, you listen. He had that type of voice, man. He had that type of magnetism. He had that type of vibe and energy. When he talk, you listen. Point blank, period. Like he just had that voice, man. He had his like he was made to do what he did. It's like he was designed to do exactly what he did. Like his voice was made for exactly what he did. Like he had to do what he did just based off of the voice that he was born with. Yeah, Dominique, that As a Man Thinketh, that book is solid. That book is definitely solid. Yeah, Adrian, I be rocking with his books. Definitely rock with his books. Oh yeah, Magic Realms, man. They both had some solid energy, man. Like I said, they both had that magnetism. When they get in the room, Pac or X, when they talk, you listening. You just gonna listen. You just gonna listen to what they have to say. I don't even like listen. I ain't religious at all, but if DMS walk in the room and start praying, I'm praying with him. You know, like that's just the power that he had. Yeah, Sean, I saw that, man. He had kind of did like a tribute or offer some his words of condolences to X and whatnot, man, from the hospital, man. And Black Rob was looking bad. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So we got to keep our eye on Black Rob out here. Yeah, righteous, man, and that's what it's all about. Just in peace. What's going on, righteous? That's what it's all about, man. That negativity. I'm striving to leave all of that behind, man. I don't like to really too much deal with the negativity, the speculations, and the things that's outside of my control for the most part, man. I'm trying to really focus on just elevation, evolution, positivity, righteousness, and things like that, man. All the other stuff is just nonsense to me, man. It's just BS. And I really don't strive to entertain it at this particular point. If I feel like he didn't die of an overdose, and what's that's gonna do, man? What am I gonna do with that information? Nothing, man. I'm just gonna celebrate his life, celebrate his music. That's something I can do. All this other stuff, man, it's not doing anything for me. So it's like I'm gonna focus on what I can focus on, what makes sense to focus on. All the other stuff just gonna stress me out. So if I feel like DMX was murdered, like that's just gonna stress me out, man. So why am I about to entertain that type of thought when I could just focus on the quality music that he left behind? That's not stressing me out, man. That's making me appreciate the person. So I'm dealing with the positivity, man. I'm taking the best part and I'm settling on the best part. I'm not gonna settle on the worst part and just stress myself out and be mad and upset. CEO, peace. What's going on? Thunder Scorpion. Hey, cannabis. Hey, I'm glad you mentioned cannabis don't get a lot of respect, man. But yeah, I definitely can agree with that. It's a few others, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But I'm pretty sure it's a few others, but I can't think of them, man. There's some others that's right at the tip of my tongue. Just can't think of them though. Yeah, Lindell, I could definitely respect that. I could definitely respect that. Never want to see anybody go out that way though, man. Never really want to see anybody go out the way that he went out, man. Especially at the age that he was at, man. That's just never good, man. He had a lot more to give, a lot more to offer us, man. Yeah, Magic. I'm not entertaining it, man. Like I'm really just done with the negativity, man. I'm just done with the negativity. All the negativity can be for the folks that fool with negativity, all for the negative and the toxic people. Not gonna entertain. The moment I entertain it, I become just like them. The moment I entertain the negativity, I become a negative person. I become toxic, man. So the moment you entertain the toxicity, you become toxic. So I'm just not even entertaining it, man. I'm seeing it, scrolling past it. Somebody has said something foolish on Facebook. Proud of myself because I was mid paragraph, had something typed out, responding to that nonsense, and I deleted it. I said, you know what? Nah. If I feed it, this is gonna grow, and it's just gonna make me angry. But dude had brought up something after DMX passed, and I was like, dude, instead of you just celebrating his life, this is what you're talking about. I had a whole response laid out for him. Whole response laid out for him. Whole response, man. I was getting back to the old me when I used to be on Facebook debating and arguing with everybody. Deleted it, kept it going, man. I'm like, man, I'm not even about to entertain this. And I can tell y'all what it was about. So basically, dude made a comment or made like a status and whatnot and said if you had a problem with the Lil Nas X video because of the satanic symbolism, then you should not be listening to DMX's first two albums because of the satanic imagery in the albums and stuff in his lyrics and whatnot. Basically trying to call us hypocrites for criticizing a Lil Nas X video and liking DMX. I was ready to go. Y'all can already know how y'all can already understand and know that I was ready to go off. But I stopped myself, man. I'm proud because that's a situation where I would be ready to go off, ready to argue. Because that was dumb. That was just dumb, man. That was dumb. Sharif in peace. What's going on? That was dumb. You like this man has passed, and you trying to bring Lil Nas X into the why? You that connected and you embrace that community that much that you ready to ridicule and criticize the legacy of DMX after he didn't pass to make a point about Lil Nas X. Really, like I was like, man, that's corny, that's lame, that's whack, that's unnecessary, man. It's just whack and it's lame. You utilizing this man's death to try to make a point. Come on, man. Come on. And that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about, man. It needs to be the people that act like they don't have any problem, that act like they not negative, that act like they not toxic. Man, look at that. That's toxic. That's negative. CEO, man, it's crazy, man. I'm like, man, if you don't understand if you don't understand why we was mad about the Lil Nas X situation, and then if you can't understand why we rock with DMX, listen, DMX would have told you flat out he ain't rocking with the Lil Nas X situation, man. DMX didn't like none of that nonsense, you know. But then trying to compare the two is crazy. Trying to basically call us hypocrites for disliking that video and then liking DMX's music. Man, DMX was obviously letting you know about the demons that he was wrestling with and things of that. And obviously, he wasn't out here poking fun at it. He wasn't out here lap dancing. You know, man, come on, man. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Y'all already know how that go, man. DMX wasn't out there with the funny business, man. He wasn't out here doing none of that. But I guess people wanted to use that to make a point. They so ready to point out the contradictions in other folks, they don't realize like really what they doing. So you so ready to point out the hypocrisy in other people that you out here putting out that toxicity, putting out that negativity into like the universe and whatnot. Like, come on, man. I'm some miserable people that do that. Miserable people that do that. CEO, polar opposite. Like I didn't even. That's why I deleted the comment. I'm like, man, I don't even really feel that if you can't see that that's polar opposite, then you just choosing to make this a thing, man. You choosing to make this bigger than what it actually is, man. All you have to do is listen to DMX's music and you will be able to understand the difference. You'll be able to understand how one can dislike that video and like this man's music. Like, come on, man. The last thing, the same albums that dude talking about, DMX had prayers in the whole album. The last thing DMX music was doing was, come on, man, we don't even need to go there. But that was the last thing DMX's music was doing. And again, I'm not religious. I don't even like to talk religious. But the last thing you would get from DMX's music is devil worshiping and stuff like that. That's the last thing you getting from his music. He just letting you know he's fighting demons. DMX was a very religious person, man. So he's letting you know that he's fighting demons. That's literally what he's letting you know. He's not giving a lap dance to his demons. He's not doing it. He's letting you know that he's fighting the demons. That is not devil worshiping. Like, come on. I'm not religious and I know that. So it's a big old difference. Yeah, righteous. And that's the point. That's the point I was making. So I couldn't even believe that they used this to make that point though. Like, but people out here doing that. People out here doing that. Then you got people out here talking about, I don't feel sorry for a grown man that was addicted to drugs. Wow. That's where we was at. I saw that too. And I was thinking of a comment in my head. Left it alone. But I saw somebody's, man, I don't feel sorry for a grown man that made the choice to remain addicted to drugs. Something along those lines. I said, man, all right. So it's getting real ignorant out here, man, because people obviously don't understand the science behind being addicted to something. People don't understand that, especially when you were introduced to it at a very young age, tricked into using it. People don't understand addiction. People do not understand the science of addiction. Hence, if I told that same dude to try to lay off social media, bet you he couldn't. Bet you he'd be having withdrawal symptoms. Bet you it'd be the hardest time of his life. Whatever his favorite foods are that's destructive. If I told him to lay off of that, guarantee you he'd have problems doing it. Don't understand the science of addiction to be saying dumb things like that. You don't feel sorry for a grown man being addicted to drugs, man. Like, come on. You don't understand the science of addiction. Justin, I'm so glad that I'm not, because I already know what the feminists probably saying. I already know it. So I'm glad I'm staying away from all that, because then I'll probably be ready to comment, because I really can't stand them. So like, I don't even want to see what they will be saying, because I already know what they will be saying. So I don't have time for it. I definitely don't have time for them. Definitely don't have time for them, man. I will go completely off on them. That's probably when I would make an exception to the rule of not going off. Because the feminists, man, they love it when stuff like this happens. They don't understand how hypocritical they are. They don't understand how hypocritical they are, man. You out here kicking a man while he's down. He already dead. Now y'all want to talk bad about him. Just all that negativity, man. And y'all trying to make the world a better place, or like, what are y'all trying to do? What y'all trying to do by like literally celebrating when somebody dies, not in a good way? You highlighting all the lyrics that you don't like. You know, what are you like? Come on, man. You just add more negativity to it. Oh, Sharif, man, he was way bigger than it. But a lot of people can't see past that, man. I can't tell you how many times I would say something about DMX back in the day, and they'd call that man a crackhead and things like that, man. Just real disrespectful, man. Real disrespectful. Whole while people got a DMX in their family, man, that they love to death. They love to death. They got that family member, man, that's strung out, that's addicted to something that they just want to see do better, man. That's DMX, man. We all got that DMX in the family, or we all done had that DMX in our family, man. That good-hearted person, man, they just addicted to something, man, that destructive substance, and it's hard for them to get off of it. And essentially, it may take them out. I know I didn't seen it. Terrence, peace, what's going on? Yeah, magic rims, that's all it's about. It's ignorance, man. Ignorance at its finest, man. Ignorance at its finest. Thunder Scorpion, man. I used to bump a lot of X, a lot of Tupac before football games, track meets, and all that. Yeah, Sharif, and that's why I said that's the only church I would have attended, man, is a church where DMX was the pastor, man. That's about it. Yeah, Dominique, man, addictions are real, man. Like I said, no matter the addiction, man, addictions are real. Addictions are real, man. Like I said, man, just think about even addictions, like I said, that seem harmless. Like, man, social media, that's an addiction. It's an addiction, man. Some people are addicted to social media, they can't get off the joint. They can't get off. I see it all the time, man. It's like people say, man, I'm gonna take a leave. I'm gonna deactivate. 2 days later, they back on it. Man, I couldn't stay off this joint. Like we addicted out here, man. That's an addiction. That's an addiction. CEO, man, that was all DMX, literally. All DMX, man. You ain't never lied. All DMX controlled that time period, man, with a few other people that was coming up, man, like Ja Rule and Nelly and all of them was coming up around that same time, man. But DMX was the front runner, man. And Jay-Z was peaking around that time as well, man. But DMX was definitely the front runner around that particular time. I remember it vividly, man. But yeah, man, I mean, people taking this man's death and they getting real disrespectful, man. Getting real disrespectful. Sharif, man, he was, I mean, listen, he's definitely on top. Like I said, he outside of Pac, man, he was like my favorite rapper at that particular time for the longest. I mean, he's still in the top, but like he went through what he was going through after the sixth album, man, and you didn't hear from him for a minute. Oh yeah, Terrence, you definitely can't take away that man's legacy, man. Definitely can't take away that legacy at all. So all the feminists, all the people that want to criticize his life, so what? What's going when these feminists, the same feminists, man, same people that's out here criticizing his life, how people gonna analyze y'all lives when y'all pass? How would y'all like it if everybody just highlighted the negative that you did? To all you feminists that's out here disrespecting the life of DMX, when y'all pass, I hope people just focus on the negatives of y'all lives as well, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of dirt that y'all did, a lot of stuff that y'all did that was negative, that if people just highlighted, it'll make you look like a very evil person, just overlooking the good you did, overlooking the positive. You know, so we can do that with everybody's life, man. So for all the people that's doing that for DMX, man, when y'all pass, man, listen, if the same happened to y'all, man, I ain't gonna feel sorry for you. Dominique, yeah, social media is definitely linked to depression. The hundred, man, they got a lot of studies showing and proving that. They knew that when they was designing it. They knew that. They knew what they were creating. They knew exactly what they were creating with social media, man. They already knew it. They knew what that was gonna lead to. They knew what this was gonna lead to. It may have exceeded expectations. Sean, man, I already know, man. That's what happened. Essentially, that's what happened to my granny, man. That's why I pretty much knew that it was over for DMX, man. Once they didn't see the improvement in like 2 or 3 days, that's exactly what happened with my granny, man. She had the stroke and she was in that same vegetative state. And once it got past day 2, I said, man, that's pretty much it. So my fam had to make the decision. So I'm already knowing. That's not a good decision to make, man, at all, by any means. Because it was like they was like, man, they could try to keep her alive, but she'd never be the same. Like she won't be kind, like she can't speak, can't talk. She just pretty much a be there. Like I'm like, man, don't nobody want to exist in that state, man. Don't nobody want to exist in that state. That's not a good state to exist in. So don't be selfish. Go ahead and pull the plug. And that's pretty much where I was at with it when it was happening to us personally. I mean, it wasn't my decision to make, but I'm like, man, don't keep somebody around just for the sake of you wanting them to be around. If they can't live a quality life, nah, man, just go ahead and pull it. Go ahead. That's what I would advise people to do to me, man. Don't keep me around if I can't function, you know. Terrence, you already know, man. Look, and Magic Realms. I don't know if it's gonna die, man. Look like it's here to stay, but they can go on somewhere with all that nonsense, man. They always trying to criticize something, man. But then if you analyze a lot of people in that movement, like I said, man, you can find a lot of skeletons in closets. But don't know, we don't care enough to do that. CEO roast 100%. Yeah, Thunder Scorpion with all the demons that he faced. Look at what he accomplished. All the demons that he faced, he did more than they can imagine doing. Righteous Reach, man, and it's sad, man. It's a struggle. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Because again, that's that DMX energy. That man, if y'all could just listen, I wish I could just find some of these songs I did, man, because I was going through a lot of that. I was just feeling like the path that I was traveling, man, I was coming into a lot of the information, trying to be like extra positive, pushing his health, pushing certain types of information. I just felt like, man, if I push all this information, I'm gonna get met with a lot of resistance from certain forces. Y'all know the forces that I'm talking about. And then I was like, man, if I do that, a lot of people really ain't gonna appreciate it, man. So it's like, man, what was the point, man? So a lot of times, man, like that's why I say it took me a minute to get on YouTube. I was like, what's the point? For the most part, people love ignorance. So I'm gonna get on here. I'm gonna waste a lot of valuable energy putting out some of this information, putting out some of this motivation just for people to really not listen to it, man. So I was wrestling with that for a long time, even musically speaking. That's one of the reasons why I stopped. I'm like, man, I don't even feel like putting out this type of music, man, because then if I continue to put out this type of music, it's gonna be that much harder for me to like maneuver how I want to maneuver because of the content. So it was sad that I'm saying, that we got to wrestle with that, man. If you striving to be a motivational and educated black man or black woman in America, like you're gonna get met with a lot of resistance, and it's gonna be that much harder for you to like thrive, evolve, and elevate. And that's pathetic, man. But that's how it is. That's how it is, man. The more positive you are, the more educational you are, the harder it is for you to like succeed in this particular country, man. And that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And then when you do get some type of exposure, you know what I'm saying? When you slide through the cracks, man, and you get some type of exposure, then they on your head. They on your head. Cameron, most definitely, man. Don't keep me alive in the vegetative state to where I can't function. Pull the plug, boom. Pull the plug, do it. Thunder Scorpion, like I said, people sleep on his movies though. Like, don't get me started on Belly. Yeah, people sleep. People sleep on him. And what you got? He was in Romeo Must Die too, wasn't he? Yeah, Dominique. You look at people's childhood, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. CEO, man, that's the way to achieve, man. That's the way to channel that energy, that adversity. You channel that energy different direction. DMX could have took a lot of other directions, man, outside of his music. He could have been way more destructive, man. So he just channeled that energy, channeled those emotions into some great music, some timeless music. Terrence, man, I agree 100%. Yeah, Justin, man, listen, I was, man, like just writing books, man. I was just like, I literally wrestling with it, man. Like I said, I can find the songs, man. I could post them songs, man. If I had to make like little videos for them, man. But y'all to hear like some of the stuff that I was wrestling with, I was doing exactly as DMX recommended, putting that into song form, man. I was letting people know the struggles, man. Like coming across this information, but the people around me not receptive to the information. And then when I talk about the information in a certain light, you getting threats, you getting people telling you that you need not talk about it. But it's like you coming across this information that is making sense, so you don't know what to do. So you battling with a lot, man. So I could just imagine if I was actually in the industry with this information, I would have been battling the same type of demons, man, because I was battling some of those without being in any type of industry, just having the information. And that's why I was like, man, if I go to any platform, if I go to YouTube, if I go to any of these platforms, man, I'm going to talk about this information. And this information tends to get people banged, tends to get people censored. So it's like, what's the point of wasting my time and breath and energy? I don't want to do it. So I was wrestling with that for a minute, man, just not putting out certain pieces of content because it was like I felt like it was worthless. I felt like the people that really needed to hear it and see it wasn't hearing it and seeing it. So it was things like that, man, just wrestling with that. Magic Rims, it ain't even sometimes, it's most of the time. Max 701, what's going on? Yeah, that cradle to the grave, that was my joint too. Cradle to the grave, that's what X gonna give it to you. I think that was on that soundtrack. But Cradle to the Grave was that joint. Yeah, Terrence, man, that's why I keep it. That's why I keep it moving for the most part, man. I don't really even be building too much. Now I'm comfortable with the reality of the situation, accepting the fact that when you talk about certain things, man, it's not going to be received by a lot of people immediately. So you got to just stay persistent with it. DMX type life. So it's like, man, the people that need to hear it, y'all right here, y'all listening. So the people that need my content, y'all are here already. Y'all listen. So like, I'm cool with that. But at first I was like, man, this is pointless because when I get too invested in it, something going to happen. Because the last thing they want to see is a positive black man just being, you know what I'm saying, just spreading that positivity, spreading that love, spreading that understanding, spreading any type of information, spreading any type of knowledge. That's the last thing they want to see. So I wrestled with that for a minute. Thunder Scorpion, man, 100%, which is essentially what I'm saying. That's essentially where I'm at with it. That definitely held me back on the musical end. I was just like, man, forget it. I'm not even about to invest all my time and energy into this when I already know the content that I'm coming with, man, how it's gonna be received. I don't even got time for it. Hey, Terrence, you be easy, man. I appreciate you tapping in. Man, Dominique, you already know I get with the music, man. I be procrastinating. Oh, Sean, man, I can imagine, man. I need to go to NY. I can imagine. I can imagine, man, having a DMX party in that mug. Righteous, man. Hey, I trust me. I know the struggle. I know the struggle, man. If I listen, I wouldn't. For the longest, I wasn't finna do this. For the longest, I had this. I don't know. Like I didn't have this. This channel was like 6 or 7 years old. I just started recently posting consistently to it like last year. And then I got like 4 or 5 other YouTube channels, man. I got like YouTube channels. They got my football highlights, all type of YouTube channels, man. But I just never took the stuff seriously. Never planned on doing it. Magic Rims, get them in. Shine. I feel like the only person, one of the only other artists I feel like that's on that vibe, on that frequency is Scarface. Bun B up there too. But I feel like Scarface personally one of my favorites. I feel like he is one of the last ones left, man, in that particular realm. As far as artists that I relate to, on that type of vibe that I relate to X. Obviously, we got a lot of legends that's still alive, but I'm just talking about as far as that type of content go. Like you got Snoop, you got E40, you got all them type of legends that's alive, man. But I just feel like the type of vibe, frequency, and energy that DMX possessed, I feel like Scarface is the only other artist that got that put that same type of pain into his music. I feel like he one of the only ones that's left that put that type of pain into his music that I can relate to that's still around. So I feel like Scarface is the only one that's left, one of the only ones that's left that had mainstream success, I should say. So man, we gotta embrace Brad, man. We gotta embrace Scarface. Keep Scarface alive up in this joint. Thunder Scorpion, man, that's crazy because yeah, that's crazy. I can see that. I can definitely see that. It's crazy because it was you ain't never lied, man. When I was putting out the music with a message, it was surprising the people that actually rock with me. You would think it would have been more so of the people that had some type of information that was so-called conscious. Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't them. Yeah, righteous man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got drained out. I got drained. Still get drained from time to time when it comes to just like at least striving to be positive and striving to speak that positivity to other people around you, man. It just seemed like people be so ready to just hit you with the negativity, man. Like the positivity stands no chance these days, man. It's like as soon as you say something positive, man, somebody hit you with like 10 negative comments. So it's like, man, it's draining sometimes, man, to like really be positive, man. Just have a positive outlook. It can be very draining, very taxing on the mental. 1228 the great piece. What's going on? But yeah, man, it could be very taxing, man. Like you wrestle with a lot because what you end up doing, you end up holding a lot of this information, a lot of this motivation and positivity in because you feel like, man, if I share with these people, man, they're not gonna pay attention, they're not gonna listen. So you just hold a lot of it in, man, and that ain't, it's like, what's the point of getting this information? What's the point of having this positivity, this inspiration if you can't share it, man? So the reason why you get it or so you feel is to share it. Because once you motivate yourself, now you striving to motivate others and inspire others. That's what you striving to do. Each one teach one type deal. So when you don't feel like you teaching one or reaching one, it bothers you. So now I just utilize that inspiration, that positivity, man, just to fuel my life. And the people that get motivated, they're gonna get motivated and inspired just based off of the way that I conduct myself and live. I don't make it a priority to try and instill that positivity and that inspiration into the next person. They just gonna have to get inspired by my life. Like literally, that's it. They're gonna have to get inspired by what I do, not necessarily what I say. I'm no longer trying to speak that into anybody because you really cannot do that. So the only thing you could do is inspire people through your ways and actions. Literally the only thing you can do. Like that's literally, man, that's literally the only thing that you can do, and that's the only thing that I strive to do. Like I said, when I was first coming into the information, man, y'all know how I go. I was just excited. I'm like, man, I got some information. Like I'm reading books that's telling you how to cure cancer. So I'm feeling like, man, everybody around me should want to hear this information. I mean, you coming across information that's telling you how to live to 120. You coming across powerful information. You just feel like everybody around you will want to hear this information. That's a mistake. That's a mistake, man. You reading about, somebody that suffered from high blood pressure, and you reading a book that tells you how to reverse the high blood pressure naturally. So I guess common sense to be like, oh, okay, this person suffering from high blood pressure. I'm pretty sure they want to hear this information. Mistake. They don't want to hear that information. They don't want to hear that information. They don't want to hear you tell them how to reverse something that they dealing with naturally. The only time they're gonna want to hear it is when they bring it to you. King Grady, peace. What's going on? All right, Airview, no doubt. No doubt about it, man. One thing that I'm always do and be, man, is just kind of be transparent and just be honest, man. Because again, last thing I want people to, and that's another reason why I stay away from it. Because what tends to happen, you don't even have to have a massive amount of people rocking with you. You can just have 10 solid people rocking with you, but people just see people rocking with you, and they have this incorrect notion or perception of who you are as a person. They think you have things figured out. They be like, oh man, dude be on YouTube and people be donating to you and people be listening to you, people be liking your videos. So they start creating this whole perception in their mind that you got everything figured out. Incorrect. Incorrect. That's another reason why I was cool on it, man. I ain't got nothing figured out. I'm just on here expressing myself and people can relate to what I'm saying, or people need to hear what I'm saying. That's it. That's all. Ain't got nothing in life figured out. Nothing. So don't make that assumption. And a lot of times people will make that assumption. They was making it on Facebook. They see, oh man, you got 5,000 friends on Facebook. Man, come on. Oh man, you be having this many likes on, man. Come on, stop judging stuff based off of that. That means absolutely nothing. That's not making me feel any type of way, man. Like I said, I'm just expressing myself. People like it. It's a lot of people that don't like it. So all you doing, you paying attention to the surface. You don't see all the people that'll be in my inbox telling me they don't like what I'm posting and all that type of stuff, all those back and forth. So it's like people just take things on face value, man. They think you got life figured out because you may have X amount of people rocking with your channel or rocking with your Facebook page. Incorrect, man. I ain't got nothing figured out. I ain't the most successful person on the planet. I ain't the most peaceful person on the planet. And I ain't none of that. And I ain't none of that. I can get just as violent as the next person, man. I got a big temper issue. Don't come out all the time, but like you push the wrong button, it's liable to come out, man. I ain't the wealthiest person on the planet. I struggle financially just like everybody else, man. So I don't want nobody, I don't want anybody thinking I got anything figured out, man. I'm still figuring this thing called life out. I'm 30. I don't have anything figured out, man. I got a long way to go. So I'm always telling people that, man. Stop taking things on face value, man. Stop seeing some things that I'm doing and thinking, nah, I just made some moves. I just got bold with life. I stopped living in fear, so I just made some moves that I know I needed to make. I took a lot of risks, but I'm not gonna show you the risk, man, because that's not important right now. Because I know bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. But definitely believe that I took some L's doing some of the things that I did, some big L's. But I'm not gonna let those L's define me. I'm not gonna let those L's cause me to sit and cry. Nah, I'm gonna take those L's, man. I'm gonna turn them into those lessons that we talk about. I'm gonna turn them into those lessons, man. So a lot of people just take people's lives on face value, man, and that's incorrect. That's incorrect, man. They look at them on social media. They aspire to be that person. Don't aspire to be like me. Aspire to be the best version of yourself. Never try to be like me. I ain't nobody to try to be like. You shouldn't want to be like another person. You should only want to be like you, man. Point blank, period. King Grady, 100%, 100% actual fact. Ja Films, peace. Dominique, man, I ain't gonna lie. I retired from writing books. I retire from writing books every year. It's like I write one, then I'm like, man, forget it. This point. Then I write another one, man. I be retiring every year. Cause man, it take a lot of energy, take a lot of time and energy, man, to write the book, man. You gotta study, man. You gotta get your study materials, man. You gotta do all of that, man. You gotta write it on top of what I already do on a daily basis, man. So it'd be kind of complicated, man. So you just be feeling like when a certain amount of people don't support what you're doing, man, especially when it's affordable, man. I put out the book. The book was $5.99. I feel like everybody that was on my friends list should have bought that. I feel like everybody that know me should have my book at least for $5.99. If you know of my name, I feel like you should have that book. $5.99, man, you ain't missing that. So it's like when that didn't go a certain type of way, man, I instantly was annoyed with the situation. All these people, and I could post this, and this thing that bothered me. I'm not lying to y'all, man, because again, people be killing me when they say, "Oh man, you doing this stuff for the money." Woo, woo, woo. Like, listen, I'm writing books, I'm doing YouTube, I'm training to earn a living. I want to do what I love to earn a living, man. Like you work a job to earn. Like I'm trying. This is my job. This is stuff I'm trying to do to earn a living, so I don't have to clock in. You know. So of course you doing some of this stuff for the money, man, because you're trying to earn a living. So it's like when you don't get in a certain when you don't receive a certain financial reward for the work that you put in, you're gonna feel some type of way. Just like when you put in all your blood, sweat, and tears to this job, and they try to give you a promotion and it's trash, 15 cents. And you like, man, I be slaving on this job, and y'all give me this 15-cent raise. Come on, I'm gone. So it's like when you put all your blood, sweat, and tears into a book, then you post. Let's say you post not the link, but you will get let's say you get a copy of the book. You post the book on your Facebook, 300, 400 people like it. Out of that 300 people that like it, 5 of them bought the book. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff, like it used to annoy me, but it's like now I just put out what I feel like needs to be put out. At the end of the day, man, it's timeless, man. So people gonna always be able to find my book. They're gonna always be able to take some jewels from my book, man. Everything I put out is timeless. So at any point, man, somebody comes in contact with my book, who I am, they can find all my stuff and it's timeless, man. They're gonna always be able to take some jewels from it. But I'd be lying to y'all if I just say some of that stuff didn't annoy me. It's like, man, stop clicking the like, stop doing that if you're not gonna support it, man, especially if you know me. And I have supported you. That's big. Magic Realms procrastination is my one of my biggest, what they would call demons. Like that's one of the biggest things that I wrestle with. I procrastinate terrible with procrastination. Yeah, Dominique, I definitely don't want it, man. I don't want people walking around like me, at all. I don't want to do that. That's trash. That'd be one trash life. Righteous Reese, my book is Inner Mask. You can type that in on Amazon, man. Inner Mask, and just type in Eric Bell, like Inner Mask book, and type in Eric Bell, and you should find that joint. It should pop right on up. But man, I didn't wrestle with all of that, man. When you just feel like you putting your life on the line. Then another reason, one of the reasons why I also felt like that is because, man, I study a lot of work from my ancestors, and a lot of them died broke, and they put their life on the line, giving our people the game in these books. People wasn't supporting the books, man. Like John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, all of these guys, man, they didn't necessarily die wealthy, man. A lot of them died broke, and they put out some of the best work known to man, known to the black man. People wasn't supporting them. People wasn't buying the books, man. People wasn't looking out for them and things of that nature, man. So I'm like, man, I can't go down that road, man. I refuse to put all my blood, sweat, and tears into these pages just for people to just skip right on over. Yeah, Magic Rims, man. I already know, man. My procrastination is just, I started lying to myself when it came to procrastination. I was just like, man, I procrastinate because I perform well under pressure. That, like, literally, that's how I started rationalizing, man. Instead of me just doing things Instead of me just doing things ahead of time, I just start lying to myself and say, man, I perform well under pressure. Man, no. That was just me rationalizing or trying to justify that bad habit of procrastination. Literally, that's all that is. Yeah, Dominique, man, people don't understand it. People don't understand. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work to write a book, man. Seriously. That's why, look, if I write a book, man, I be needing a certain amount of support, man, because that's just a lot of time and energy that I really don't be having. Like, I literally feel like the book that I wrote about the immune system, which is what I just wrote for $5.99. I feel like that book a lot more helpful than books that's like $25 about the immune system. And I feel like if you do everything that I mentioned in that particular book, you'll probably never get sick again. And that's $5.99 worth of game that you only got to spend one time. As told by Curly D, man, you can't get that time and energy back at all. Can't get it back at all. That's why we got to stop wasting it, man. We got to utilize the time that we have more efficiently and wisely. Oh, Dominique, no doubt. I'm going to keep right, man, but it definitely slowed down, man. It definitely has slowed down. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna definitely keep doing it, but it has definitely slowed down. Because I definitely was like, man, my time I put into that, I didn't like the reward, man. I was like, man, I gotta use my time because again, I gotta use my time wisely. I had limited time, so I'm like, man, if I put out something else, man, the marketing or something got to be a little. I do something with the marketing because I ain't got time for that. It ain't to brag, but I know for $5.99, man, that's good information that's in there. So it's like, come on now. Yeah, Justin, it's not easy, man. It is not easy, especially when you got other stuff going. Like if this is what I did, if I just wrote books to earn my living, I have Stephen King out here. It's different. But man, when you got other stuff going on, writing a book is hard. Dominique, man, I could be writing something too, man. But hey, here I am speaking. Yeah, Magic Rims. Yeah, the perfection. Yeah, being perfectionist. Yeah, that definitely comes out. Definitely. And that's another justification because really nothing is perfect. So it's like it ain't never gonna be perfect. It ain't never be to my liking. But it's like I'm gonna keep telling myself that I'm a perfectionist, man. But nothing will ever be perfect though. Something can always be revised and edited and improved upon. So it's nothing like it's never perfect. Never. But I definitely be getting in my own head when it comes to procrastination. I'm getting better with it though. Yeah, Dominique, and that's all I'm saying, man. Very affordable. But if I would have came out with a $5.99 book and it would have been some nonsense or some trash, they would have jumped right up on it. Oh, Justin Green, that's one of my favorite books, bro. That's one of my favorite books. That's one of my favorite books for sure. Amos Wilson, Under the Radar. Justin, hey man, that's what I'm saying, man. Even that's a struggle, man. Just like reading dictionaries, man, thesauruses, man, just coming up with more words and expanding your vocabulary, man. Like all of that has to happen when you are a writer, and people don't be understanding that, man. Like that's really a craft that you have to master, or at least you should be striving to master it. If that's something that you claim you want to do, you should always strive to be a master of whatever it is that you are striving to do. So you should be striving to master it, man. But again, we know most folks don't aim for that mastery, but that's a whole nother topic though. Dominique, man, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna put out something else most definitely. Y'all already know something else is coming, man. Y'all know it. Yeah, Magic. Hey, writer's block is real. Writer's block is real. But I normally don't deal with that now, man, because I've learned how to kind of beat around that now as far as the whole writer's block. I just don't be doing it. Yeah, Sean, in that sense, I could definitely get you. But procrastination to me, for the most part, it just comes down to a few things. Laziness be one, you just don't be wanting to do it. Definitely procrastination, man. For instance, if I got a paper that's like, if I was in when I was in school, I had a paper that's due on the 15th. I already know what this paper is about. I could easily knock the paper out, and you got this paper, you got the information on the paper 2 weeks in advance. It ain't no reason for me to wait till the 14th, the night before the paper is due, to try to cram and type the paper. No reason, man. That's procrastination at its finest. So in that sense, procrastination is definitely real, because there's no reason for you to sit there and wait till the night before to type the paper when you wasn't really doing anything, man. You already had the information, the knowledge to type the paper way in advance. So it's like, in that regard, it's like, man, you just being lazy and you choosing to make your life a lot more complicated than it needs to be. And that's typically what I would do, man. It'd be situations like that where I'm cramming, I'm just making my life way more stressful than it needs to be, when I could have just did this in advance, and it would have just took some pressure off of me, took some stress off of me, man. That's the procrastination that I'm talking about, that I deal with. So it's like, in that sense, man, it just ain't no reason. It just ain't no reason to put certain things off at all. Like, no reason at all. But yet we do it. And then we try to rationalize it and justify it. So to me, that's a very real thing, man, because it happens, man. Like, something that you need to do, you're not doing it, just procrastinating. You prolonging it. And you really don't have a good, you only got excuses. Really ain't no legit reason. Like, you gonna say something about why you not working out. It's gonna come down to just all excuses, which gonna really boil down to you being lazy. So it's something that you need to do. You prolonging the act and trying to rationalize it. And you make the rationalization sound philosophical, make them sound deep, to the point where they may actually sound legit. But at the end of the day, deep down, it's just an excuse. You could have easily got 20 minutes of exercise in, but you gave me this nice rationalization about something dealing with your kids, when the situation that you explained lasted about an hour, and you still had plenty of other time to do that 30-minute exercise, a 20-minute routine or whatever. But you rationalize, and you making it sound real sweet, making it sound real good. So it's like, man, it just be a lot of excuses, man. Just being lazy, man. Just do the work. See, I feel like the way we talking about procrastination is the way people look at addiction. I feel like I feel like procrastination ain't thoroughly understood, because it sounds easy. It sounds easy to describe it through that lens, because again, we striving to do the best we can, but it's like, I'm admitting to y'all right now that there's situations in my life where I could have easily did something and just did not do it. And I came up with a million reasons as to why I didn't do it. So I don't think that has anything to do with like not doing your best or doing your best. It's just you choosing to be lazy and choosing to just prolong something that needs to be done for whatever reason that you choosing to prolong it. So I don't really think procrastination boils down to someone doing their best and not doing their best. Procrastination just revolves around pushing things off that don't really need to be pushed off, and then justifying or rationalize you pushing it off. That's what procrastination has been for me. Stuff that I could easily knock out, I just choose not to do it. So instead of me doing this paper, I'm gonna just play the game all night and all day. That's irresponsible. And then I'm gonna justify it by saying I work well under pressure. Like, nah, procrastination, just like people talking about addiction being a disease, procrastination is a disease, man. Because again, it's the things that are at the top that you tend to prolong and push off, and you never actually do it. Which me even doing the gym thing, like, that was me getting rid of procrastination. That was me battling the procrastination. So I feel like on a personal note, I just feel like I deal with procrastination. That's one of the things that I deal with. And I know it has held me back, and I know it has bothered me, man, because again, just being in your own head, man, like that's a real issue. That's a real problem. Like it's legit a problem. Like it's definitely a real thing because I can tell you that I just struggle with it, and it's really almost unnecessary. And don't let it involve other people. Like don't let it involve something that I have to do that involves like getting in contact with another person. Definitely gonna push that off just because I don't like dealing with other people, man. And that's the whole reason. So just listen, if I got to do something that involves me reaching out to another person or dealing with another person, I'm going to push that off to the entire last minute because I don't want to deal with people. Another example of procrastinate, like getting work done on your car and things like that, man. I will literally wait to the very last minute to get some simple work done on my car because I don't want to go to the place to get the work done because I don't want to deal with the people. I don't want to deal with it. Could have been got it done, but I wait to the last minute. That's procrastination. Like it's something that I could have easily, like I could have got my oil changed way before the light came on. I could have got it topped off. Just didn't want to go. Just didn't want to go. So I'm gonna wait to that. I'm gonna wait till that light come on, and then I'm gonna wait till that light be on for a minute. Then I'm gonna finally get the oil change when I'm like forced to do it. That's really what procrastination is. You doing something when you basically have no other choice. Like your gas light on, so you don't know if this car gonna last much longer. Now you gonna go get the gas. That's the stuff I would do. I just know I'm like, man, I don't feel like going to this gas station, man. I got to deal with like I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like going to get this oil change. I just don't feel like doing this. So I don't waste this last minute. I need these new tires, man. It's gonna take for me to have a situation with the tire pressure. Like something gonna have to come on for me to go deal with it. Like that's real. Like that stuff is real it's real in the field, man. I can speak about procrastination for like a week because it is real in the field, man. That stuff is real in the field. Stuff is real in the field, man. It's real in the field and it's rough. Righteous, man. I already know. You said you got 10 video, man. I'm already knowing. My whole YouTube channel is a big procrastination. Like I said, this channel itself is 6 years old. Y'all know how many times back in the day that I said, man, I'm gonna make all these. If y'all have noticed, I don't know if y'all all then went through like all my video, man. I got like old videos years ago where I was doing like little short videos dropping jewels. Like I was supposed to have been doing this. I just stopped. So I make my little videos, and then next thing you know, I'm done, not posting. Man, I mean, I got it bad, man. I got like I said, I got like 4 or 5 other YouTube channels under different names. I forgot the name. But that's how bad my procrastination has been, man. It's been sick. Everybody that knows me personally know that if I say I'm gonna do something, they know it's gonna take a minute. Oh man, Magic Rims, I'm telling you, boy. Listen, if it's something like if I gotta call somebody by a certain date or a certain time, listen, if I gotta call somebody by tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm gonna call them at 7:59. Guaranteed, man. That's how bad it is, man. I could have been called him, but I'm gonna call him at 7:59, man. One, because I don't probably feel like it. And that's just how I am. Percy, appreciate that donation. You say don't play, man. Bro, listen, I hear you, bro. And I don't try to, man. It's just I wrestle with that. I be trying hard not to wait to the last minute, but man, I don't be feeling like dealing with the stuff that you got to deal with, especially when it comes to just certain aspects of life. King Grady, file taxes. Guess what? Guess who hasn't filed their taxes yet? Guess what? You looking right at them. Still haven't done it. I'm probably gonna wait till the last minute to do that as well. And they extended the date. Like, so it's normally the 15th. They extended it through May. So guess who that excited? Me. Donna C. Peace, what's going on? Oh, Montel, procrastination was a problem I had in college, big time. Had it in high school, big time, and it was just big time, man, big time. But I keep it real with people, man. I keep it real, like with clients. I keep it real with people. I tell people, like, look, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna take time. So even my clients know. Like, they be surprised when I get certain things from the gym. Like, when I go get water, when I re-up on the water, they be like, oh man, you went to the store before you ran out of the water. So that's like a surprise to them because they know how I can get. Man, it's crazy out here. People that know me personally know how bad it is when it comes to me and procrastination. Yeah, Dominique, man, I have not did my taxes and probably won't until May. So I'm just gonna keep it real, man. I'm just keep it real. That's all we know how to do is keep it real. Anytime I got a chance to procrastinate, I'm telling you I'm gonna do it. I mean, I procrastinate with reading certain books, man. I just be all over the place, man. So I've been working on it though, man. It's been getting better. The underscore, hey man, hey, cool, hey, shouts out to y'all for knocking them taxes out early, man. Because I never really knock them out early, even when it be easy. This year gonna be a little different for me, which is making it worse, which is probably why I'm really procrastinating. Normally, I had a 9 to 5, man, so they send me the stuff, boom, file them, done. Now I gotta do it on the business side, and y'all already know how that's not about to work. Yeah, righteous, hey, I already know. You ain't gotta tell me righteous, man. I don't, yeah, listen, I file taxes when I file taxes. They gonna get filed though. It's just a matter of when I'm gonna file them. Oh, Justin. Woo-wee. If y'all saw the amount of books that I have started but not finished, oh my good. If y'all see the amount of books that I got index cards in them because I read about 100 pages and then I stopped reading and read something else, boy, y'all would be, yeah, it'd be crazy. Man, I do that every book. Like, as soon as I get a book, I just start reading it. Then next thing you know, I get another book, start reading it. Man, I got all, man, listen, I think I just started every book I got. And for the most, like the books behind me, these are books I had, well, some of them I've read. Some of those I've yet to get to, man. But I got like a whole closet filled of books that I have read. But then I got other closet filled with books that I have read halfway through, haven't finished. And then what sucks about it is if it's a book I read halfway through and didn't finish, when I pick it back up, I always start back from the beginning. Boy, I'm telling you, got it bad. So I can't never start. If I put that book back, didn't finish it, I can't never start from where I picked up where I left off. I mean, I always got to start back from the beginning. And there go the L right there. Don Core, that's exactly what it's like. Dominique, I definitely moved at the snail pace. When I used to be in college, boy, I used to walk slow to class. Them white people could not stand me, man. White people be walking fast, man. They used to could not stand walking behind me because I was walking slow. I'm gonna end up in the same class as you. End up in the same class as you. I'm gonna walk in that same class. I'm preserving this energy. You speed walking behind me for what? So they couldn't stand. They could not stand me, man. I used to walk slow. I still do it. I am not in a rush. When I'm in a rush to be bored, like I was like, I'm cool. Yeah, Donna. See, I heard it, but I haven't got it confirmed or validated. I just saw some articles that said it. So I don't know how accurate the articles were or are. So I gotta do some digging on that. Percy, no doubt, man. That's why I say, man. That's why he was one of the most influential. My two favorite artists, him and Pop. They let you know they was human. And Percy, by the way, man, you got probably one of the best names on YouTube. Percy, get the bag and the briefcase. That's the name right there, man. That's the name of the year. He ain't just getting the bag. Percy is getting the briefcase. Thunder Scorpion, man. I rarely loan out books. Is one brother that I'll probably loan books out to. One brother that I'll probably loan some books out to. I know he'll read them. Other than that, nah. People don't be reading, people don't be doing the knowledge to the books, man. They have your book, they look at it like a gift. Oh, you let me have it. No, I told you to read it, give it back. But yeah, it's only one brother that I know. He usually be on the chat from time to time. But it's one brother I know, if I let him borrow a book, he gonna read it. Yeah, Sean, I'm hip. Man, I wish I could be on that level, man. But hey, it's a lot of times I'm just trying to distract myself, man. Because again, like I said, certain things I just been that way for a minute. Like it's something I know needs to be done. Depending on how much I feel like doing it, I'm gonna either do it immediately or I'm gonna probably wait till the last minute. If it involves dealing with anybody other than myself, I'm probably gonna wait till the last minute. Hey, righteous man, we definitely connected, man. Most definitely. Justin, man, I don't even borrow. Like I already know. Listen. I tell people, see, I'm honest with people. I'm not gonna borrow a book from him because again, I got so many books that I got personally that I have yet to read. So it ain't no telling when you would get the book back. Ain't no telling if I would even read the book. So I'm not even gonna borrow. If I want the book that you got, I'll just buy it. So it's like I tell people all the time, man, keep your book, man, because honestly, I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. Just keep it. Keep the book. If I want the book, I will go buy it myself. But I'm not about to borrow a book from anybody because again, ain't no telling when I'm gonna read it. You may never get that book back from me, so I'm not even gonna borrow it from you in the first place. I'm not even gonna act like it's something that I want to borrow that I need to read. Like if I need to read it, then I'm gonna just get it myself. Oh, Tony, you already know, man. I'm posting more of those workouts. I was dying on that workout, man. It was crazy. Lack of sleep, man, was already sore. That workout was crazy. I've been getting a little into the CrossFit workouts, man. Them workouts crazy, man, because I don't normally lift for like cardio and things like that, man. So cardio ain't never been a strong point for me. I'm just like strong in the gym, man. So I could do heavy weight, low reps. Like that's always been how I got down. CrossFit stuff, that's some other stuff, man. That's some other stuff, and that's my weak point. So that's why I'm doing it. It's my weak point, man. I ain't good with the high reps, man, because that's endurance. I ain't never been good with endurance. So that high rep stuff different, man. I like to lift heavy weight, man. With them light weights for like 60 reps and 90 burpees, man, that's a different ball game, man. That's different. That's different. That's not my cup of tea. Never been my cup of tea. So that was me stepping out my comfort zone. So I filmed it. I was like, man, let me show people because people think I'm like invincible. Even some of my clients think I'm invincible, man. Because I done worked out with them a few times. I'm like, nah, I struggle just like everybody else. But I definitely was struggling on that, man. 90 burpees took me out the game, especially when you let your body hit the ground on the burpee. That's brutal, man. That's brutal. But I'm gonna definitely post some more, man. My body's still sore from that actually. But I'm gonna definitely be posting some more of those workouts, man. Them workouts be intense and they be legit. All y'all gotta do, man, get some dumbbells, get some kettlebells and all that. If you're doing it at the comfort at your home, if you got access to a gym, you good to rock. But I'm gonna give you all type of workouts to do, man. I'm gonna give you the body weights, give you the weighted workouts, man. Man, my legs right now killing me because of the workouts that I did. Then I hit the 50 squats for tribute to DMX. I posted that on Instagram and Facebook. Y'all know how YouTube get when you post it, you know what I'm saying? When you post a little video that got the music in it, people, even Facebook get the tripping. But I did 50 squats to honor DMX, 50 straight. So that took me out some more. Oh, Montel, I was born sore, man. I'm always sore. It's just because I don't stretch enough. Dominique, that's how I always been. Straight strength, straight, just functional movements, like athletic type movements, man. Which is why CrossFit is cool, but it's just the endurance part. But I'm all pure strength training and just like athletic movements. That is literally it. Back to my football days. It. Yeah, Percy, man, get on that workout. Thunder Square. Hey, you would be surprised, man. Just me being a trainer, you'd be surprised at how many people try to tell me um proper technique and how to eat. I'm like, man, then what are you what y'all coming to me for if y'all got all the answers? Montel, hey man, if y'all want to talk about procrastination, man, I'm the procrastination expert and procrastination mentor because I believe I'm the worst procrastinator on the planet. And righteous, man, it's a process, man. You gonna get there. But if y'all need a procrastination expert, look no further, man. I got y'all. Look no further. But man, with that being said, y'all, man, I'm finna have to tap out, man. My brother, man, he turning 40 out here, man. So he having a little function, having a party, man. Y'all know how I get. Again, with procrastination, the joint started at 7. It's 7:27, but y'all know I'm gonna be late anyway. That's how I get down. Because for one, it's gonna be people there. I ain't trying to really be dealing with too many people. Tony, I got that video. I was gonna do the video in regards to the breathing. I was gonna do it today, but man, DMX situation threw me off. So I was like, man, I gotta do a tribute to my man's. Then I'm gonna get back to regularly scheduled programming. But I'm gonna definitely do that video maybe tomorrow about breathing. That's gonna help y'all out, man. The proper way to breathe. But I'm gonna definitely sum that joint up, man. But man, I gotta get to this function for the bro. Y'all know how that go. You know, I don't drink, don't do none of that. So I'm just about to be here. Hopefully I'll survive it. Y'all know how I get, man. I get around people, man. Y'all already know. Really don't be trying to fool with people like that, man. But I'm gonna celebrate the cause, man. Luckily, it ain't too far, man. So I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. I'll probably tap in with y'all tomorrow. Y'all be easy out here, man. Peace.